Hey everyone, welcome to Cast Iron Cookware, where you can find information to help you better collect, restore, and use cast iron cookware. Today we're going to be talking about how to find those hard to find cast iron pieces, and we're going to be doing that coming right up. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you to everyone that has purchased my product, Easy Beasy Cast Iron Seasoning. The purchase of this product helps keep this channel going, and I just want to say thank you so very much. Now, let's get on into the video. I've recently put out a video called Buying Cast Iron Cookware Online, and I covered some of the places that you can buy cast iron cookware, but I still get a lot of questions. How do you find those hard to find pieces? The pieces that you just can't find everywhere. I want to kind of go over some of the methods that I have used to find special pieces. In the beginning of this channel, the original name was called Cast Iron Connections, and that is probably the best answer I can give. Make connections. I'm not talking about just connections here and there. I'm talking about connections everywhere. Make connections if you're involved in Facebook. Make connections on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. There's a lot of people on all of those platforms that are interested in cast iron. There's also buy and sell places on Facebook, and of course eBay. When dealing with eBay, you have to be careful because there are a lot of people there that do not know much about shipping cast iron cookware or even about cast iron cookware itself. So you have to make sure that you got a reputable person. Just kind of look and see if they have a lot of pieces of cast iron cookware on their site. There's a good chance that they know how to ship it. You can check out my video on how to ship cast iron cookware. I will leave a card in the video description here, and you can check that out about how to pack if you're planning on selling cast iron yourself. Now, going back to the connections, I have made quite a few connections on just friends across the United States and across the world of people who are interested in cast iron cookware. So connections are the best way to go when it comes to finding those hard to find pieces. I'm going to share a couple of the hard to find pieces that I have and just kind of share how that I came across those. We're going to talk about Lady Bess here just for a little bit. Now this is a Lady Bess piece right here. It is a number 10, and you know, of course, the Lady Bess was put out in 1976, and it's kind of newer to the Birmingham Stove and Range lineup, and they're usually not as nice as some of the older pieces, but they are specifically unique with their wooden handles. And these are kind of hard to find. Some pieces are harder to find than others. This one here is a little more of the common ones, but I got this one here from a friend of mine that I made in, I think, Rogersville or up around Florence. He had a piece that I wanted. He said, I got a one with a wooden handle. Is that a Lady Bess? I said, yes, I believe it is. And I had a piece that he wanted. So we met halfway. We drove. I gave him the piece that he needed, which was a Martin Stove and Range, and he gave me the piece that I needed, which is a Lady Bess. Speaking of Lady Bess, here's a little small number 6 Lady Bess, and I got this one at Mountaintop Flea Market from another good friend of mine who does cast iron up there on Mountaintop Flea Market and other flea markets. She does a lot of trading. So make friends with all the cast iron traders. There's some of them out there probably at every flea market. You just, you know, get to know them, introduce yourself, get their phone number, get their Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, get on Facebook. I have been very fortunate to make a lot of Facebook connections when it comes to cast iron. So get their phone number, get their email address. Start some correspondence back and forth. They'll let you know what they're looking for. You let them know what you're looking for. Okay, we're still on the Birmingham Stove and Range, and if you have ever been interested in collecting Birmingham Stove and Range, this is one of the hardest pieces to find. Usually a number 3 or number 5, you can get them for, you know, $15, $20, $25 if they're restored in great condition. Now this one right here is a number 4 Birmingham Stove and Range, Red Mountain, and it's kind of one of the special pieces. In Jason Walker's book, he lists it at a value of $400. Now there has been a few more of these pop up recently, and the price seemed to go down a little bit, and you was able to get these probably for around $300 or so, but I have noticed the prices shooting up, and occasionally I've seen them go to $500. So these are hard to find. I made connections with someone on Facebook, and later on made connections at their booth where they have a place at a consignment shop. I went down there and done a wild video. I think it was the two blue hens, and let him know that I needed a number 4, and I was looking for one everywhere and couldn't find one, and he found one. Guess who the first person he called was? Me, because I let him know that I was actively looking for a number 4. He gave me a great price on this. Also in turn, because of that great connection, I was able to get this number 9 Birmingham Stove and Range as well from the same person, and that made a huge difference. Now I have bought a few other pieces that are kind of hard to find. This one right here is a Handy Dan cornstick pan. I picked this one up, I believe, on eBay. It's really thick. Now the handles can still be broken off quite easily, so that you still need to pack these well, but I got this one off eBay, and I looked at all the pictures. Make sure you look at all the pictures, get as much information as you possibly can. They packed it really well, and I got this one off eBay. Now you can find hard to find pieces on eBay, or even the ones that are not so hard to find. Just make sure that you look at all the pictures, ask questions if you need to, and look at how much cast iron they have. If they have a good bit, chances are they know how to ship it. Now going back to connections, I have made another friend in Canada. I've actually made quite a few friends in Canada, but one especially in particular, and you know who you are. I'm not going to put your name on here, but very thankful for this friend that I have in Canada. I got this McClary from him. He said, you know, I would like to have a number 7 Birmingham Stove and Range. And he asked me if I had one, I'd be willing to do some trading. I said, yes. So I sent him a 7, he sent me this one, and started me off with my Canadian pieces. And I have a few Canadian pieces now because of this friend and connection that I made in Canada. And not just that, he has a couple of Birmingham Stove and Range number 7s that he didn't have before. In turn, this friend turned me on to some Facebook groups in Canada. And I wound up with this nice piece right here. It's a GSW with a wood handle. It's a very, very nice looking skillet, all because of the connection that I made with this one friend in Canada. Since then, this same friend has kind of kept me up to speed whenever he runs across a piece that he knows that I'm looking for, and he says, hey, there's a skillet on eBay, or hey, there's a skillet on Ironman, or hey, there's a piece here, you might want to check it out. So that has been a connection and a friendship that I really do appreciate, and it's helped a whole lot. Now this is another hard to find piece, and it is a 7T. It's got a little 7 and a T right here, and it is a, believe it or not, Birmingham Stove and Range. Even though these little handles do not have the M-shaped handles, this is a special piece. Now currently I have all of the pieces of the Birmingham Stove and Range cornstick pans except for one, and that is the 5S. So I have the 7T, I'm missing the 5S, then I have the regular size cornstick pans, then I have the large 7L and the Handy Dan, plus the 6 wedge cornstick pan and the 8 wedge, but I'm missing the 5S. So anybody out there has got a 5S, I'm asking now. If you got one, I would love to make a connection with you. So that is probably the main thing when it comes to finding the hard to find pieces. Make connections and keep up the correspondence, because it's not just about the cast iron, it's about the friendships that you make along the way. The cast iron is inanimate, it is nice to collect, but I'm telling you what, you're going to appreciate the friendships and the connections you make way more than any of the cast iron when it all comes down to it. I will leave a link to eBay and Ironman Cast Iron Auctions, Cast Iron Cookware Trader, and some of the other places that are great to be able to find those hard to find pieces. I will leave a link to all of those places below in the video description, and comment, where do you find those hard to find pieces, or where did you find that hardest to find piece that you have? Just let everybody know there's not a specific formula, because you have to look under every rock. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I promise I'll keep more videos coming. You can also check out Cast Iron Cookware on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check out the Cast Iron Cookware Facebook group. It is really growing, full of people who love cast iron, love sharing and connecting. We've also started another group called Cast Iron Cookware Trader. It's kind of small, but it's growing. So I just want to say thank you again for watching Cast Iron Cookware. I just want to share something with you really quickly. In Luke chapter 15, verse 8 through 10, it says, "Either what woman having 10 pieces of silver, if she lose one piece, doth not light a candle, and sweep the house, and seek diligently till she find it? And when she hath found it, she calleth her friends and her neighbors together, saying, Rejoice with me, for I have found the piece which I had lost. Likewise I say unto you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner that repenteth." I just want to say, share the word and be a blessing.